Sweet. All right. Today's been a very impactful day.
Yes.
And now it's time for the workshop session.
Mm-hmm.
Secretly, I want this workshop. This is
Yep.
actually not going public at all. I'm going to keep this in my Stevie. Or I'm just kidding. No, but dude, I think this thing's going to be one of the most beneficial. Just going through, honestly, your channel and then talking about what steps a new producer would need to.
Sure.
I mean, different things they could take away from like a technical like perspective and learn about like what makes his YouTube pop so hard because you're fucking. I mean, you're crushing it right now. 240,000 followers. For those of you guys who don't know, Simon grew his account from 0 to 240,000 followers in a year and a half. One of the fastest growing YouTubes was kind of a crazy phenomenon. I met him when he had 50.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, I remember looking. I was like, damn, dude, you're like pulling plays. And then, like the performance of your videos were sick. So, yeah. All right. So, we talked about this a little bit in the podcast. Somebody getting started. Let's go over essentials. So step one, somebody, let's say, is now inspired.
Yep.
By your content, by being a YouTube producer, because it's an awesome opportunity. What do they need to like get started and get their, get off the ground and start making videos?
In 2019, I think your personality should really shine through. So that should be one of the top priorities because you can start to deviate your content, but as long as you're that main focus, then people will still watch you for whatever you do. So just having more of a personality-based channel is really important. That's why using a camera would help really help bring that out. But some people don't even need it. I know a couple of YouTubers like Base Gutta, Powered by Chew, who can just do it with screen recording and just recording their voice, and it's effective. But if that doesn't work for you, then I'd suggest using a video. Personally, I use my phone when I record. You can just get like a camera. And at the end of the day, it's a screen recording with us at the corner of the screen, so the camera quality doesn't have to be that great.
So you could have an iPhone 5C or something kind of old school.
You can have an iPhone like 1.
iPhone 1. So you have iPhone 1, you're still putting up videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It might even add to your character of your quality a little bit. I mean, the character, like, add to like the character of your
the
channel,
brand and the personality. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's this like amateur guy that just
too many people like, dude, they skip on that personality part and think that something like just the video or just the product, sometimes the music, just the music's going to carry. I'm like, dude, you're right. People will watch you later if you switch into being a gamer, switch genres, switch from tutorials to putting out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's definitely an important thing. So yeah, don't need fancy equipment.
Nope.
Focus on the personality for the content.
Yep.
I think those are two awesome. What do you use for your screen recording software for your
OBS.
OBS?
It is for Windows, super easy to use, free to download. Just record your screen. You just have to kind of figure out what kind of audio drivers work with your DAW. But once you get that, it's really, you're good to go.
All the annoying mess you got to use to start off with. Yeah. Also, what are some other options you got for Mac users? So you can also use OBS, but they also have...
Mac users, I think, have QuickTime. Camtasia is one of them.
QuickTime's built in, by the way.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah. So, QuickTime's built in. Camtasia, which is funny, I just downloaded it for this whole session. No, cool. Yeah, so both those things are good for getting started. And then what about microphone? Like, what are you recording audio with? Are you just grabbing that straight out of the...
Right now, I bought a new microphone. So my old Shure SM57 is going through my screen recorder. So it gets 2 audio tracks separately. It'd be one with the music and then one with me talking, and I can isolate them both in my editor, which is really helpful. But then when I'm just using my phone, there's like this Rode mic. I think it's $80 that you just attach it into the headphone jack, and it's just like a little directional mic. That's just a little bit better than the one that comes with your...
Or a little bit better than the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is a good point. So what do you recommend for producers who want to get into like video editing?
Video editing, personally, I use Premiere because I'm definitely a bit more advanced. I edited videos for at least like 10 years. Windows Movie Maker is really easy. If the most editing you'll want to be doing is cuts, that's going to be your bread and butter, just cutting through footage. And, if you want to do like fun little details, you might have to go to a more advanced video editing software. But, if the personality is the focus and the music's the focus, then that video editing doesn't really need to be.
Me and Drew do basic cuts.
Yeah,
I do half my editing on my iPad.
Like basic cuts, that's it, right?
Yeah. So years of video editing. You said you have 10 years. How much realistically do you think somebody has to know?
Not much. I'm not using all 10. I'm not that great, but just because I probably have like 2 years of real video editing experience. Yeah.
And plus, I think video editing is a
oh my
joke
gosh.
compared to music production. So like producers, like, dude, if you guys are watching this, you can do that shit easy.
It's extremely easy. Yeah, there's like keyframes, which is the same as automation. There's so much like things that go hand in hand to it.
Even just timeline editing, understanding like a timeline editor, you know? No, I think that's awesome. So yeah, I want to talk about something. I want to pull up your channel on this. Maybe I'll just pull up your videos. So something I think is interesting. Okay. Couple things here. One, let's talk about the different types of content that they can make. Let's say if they're starting their channel, what are the different types so that I'm guessing, you know, you have cool things like tutorials and you've done a bunch of different types of content that I think are super interesting. You want to go over some of the types you really like that a producer could maybe get started with and what you've had success with?
Well, getting started, I think tutorials will be the best bet for gaining traffic. You know, you making a beat, it wouldn't appeal to anyone if no one know who you were. So you can do that later on. So if you want to just get searches on your channel, then tutorials are the best thing. It's also like, don't get discouraged that you're repeating information because all this information is out there already. So it's more about how you explain it and how you format your tutorial and video. That's what people are going to gravitate to. It's less of the content itself. Like people don't realize that.
It's also a little bit of edutainment. Have you ever
heard that? Edutainment,
education and entertainment at the same time. I think that's where that personality.
The personality, exactly. You really want to, because you want them to come back, right? Like imagine like if you want to learn something, but you can just retain them and just bring them back to the channel. That's what got me most of my subscribers. Like they would tell me, "Oh, I saw this video about Air 808s, but I didn't subscribe until I saw the next video that you made." And then it really pulled me in. It
takes multiple touches.
Yeah, it takes a lot of consistency within the content itself. You have to act like every video is a new first impression that you're making. Because I've made 100 plus videos, a new subscriber could be watching any of those. We don't know where they're coming from. So I have the exact same intro for every single one of them.
Gotcha, because you don't know what point of the journey they're in.
Exactly.
No, I think that's super interesting. Cool. So yeah, outside of tutorials, I mean, dude, you've been notorious for doing a lot of different styles. I mean, just looking at your channel for 2 seconds, like my entire Discord server helped me make a beat, you know what I'm saying? And you have, you know, different things like making a beat out of, how do you say his name?
Kawhi
Leonard's laugh, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like what do you, like you kind of do some meme stuff, some viral stuff, some more traditional tutorial, and then also like making a beat, the chillest lo-fi beat at a coffee shop. Like, what do those even fall in? Like, what are you suggesting in like that, getting creative like that?
Well, getting creative, that's just part of myself, you know, just having ideas that I think would be fun to watch. I'd make a lot of content that I would personally watch. And that's kind of what I'd base it off of. You know, would this be interesting if I saw this on my timeline? Okay, then I'll make it. And, you know, once we go back to the personality thing, we can deviate a bit. So I can do a meme this day and then we could do, you know, a real tutorial the next day. As long as they're watching me, it's fine.
So is it important to be a content producer to also be a consumer?
Oh, yeah, very important. I studied, you're not even realizing, it's just passively in the back studying how, you know, certain edits, the certain like speed of edits and how, you know, people talk and the pauses in between it. That's all really, really important when you're making videos because there's a certain pace that I have in my videos and you have to kind of create your own style like that.
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about that you copied an idea from like the Fortnite world, right?
Yeah.
And you combined it with music and it went off. What was that?
Yeah, it was just if you, I think scroll down a bit, you can see just the thumbnail. There's no way more. It's like last year.
Is it one of your top plays?
Yeah, it's the biggest video I made.
Yeah, let's go. Let's look at it.
Yeah, there. So you see
This
that
one.
X and that check mark right there.
Oh, that's going off.
Yeah, those go off in like any category. I've seen, you know, lifestyle hacks. I've seen Fortnite tutorials that do that. And that's, you know, you just have to research what works in different genres. Because if you can like cross that between niches, then you'll know what's successful.
Taking great ideas from other spaces.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, me and Drew talk about that fucking all the time. Like, dude,
And this thumbnail is like going around in like the music.
Really?
Yeah, after I did that video, people was using that thumbnail like crazy.
Dude, you know what's funny is that people think you're creative when you take something from a different space. Because you bring it into like bring an idea from like gaming and bring it into music. All of a sudden, music people are like, "Wow, that's a genius idea, but they don't realize that it was already being done.
Exactly.
Same thing for Cymatics. A lot of stuff we're doing, people are like, holy shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But then it's really just me and Drew study so many different industries. It makes it easy to pull good ideas that haven't been done yet in our space, you know?
One thing I noticed when I've seen this trend go on between titles and thumbnails, the title will be something and the thumbnail would be related, but it'd be a bit different. It's like the thumbnail's giving more information to the title.
It's supporting.
Yeah.
Supporting
They're not like directly identical. Like, for example, how to make your tricks more interesting, but then I'm just saying what's wrong and what's right in that video. We're not really repeating. I'm not copying and pasting my title into my thumbnail. It's additional information. And that's really, I think, is really important.
So almost like if the title is, let's say, intriguing, curiosity driven, and then maybe the picture does that visually in a different way and hits a different string. And sometimes they work together.
I've seen some where the title is a question and then the thumbnail is a picture with like a one-word answer. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that. It's almost like a really short preview of it.
Yeah, you know what I learned from Aaron, dude. So he did the, for example, 5 tips for waking up early.
Yeah.
And then the picture would be like, don't do this, and it's pointing at his alarm clock with an X.
Yeah.
And it makes you think like, wait, what
are you talking about?
Or no, what it was is I remember he set like a bunch of alarms on his phone. It was like, don't do this, and it's like success tips or some shit like that.
Exactly.
It was like, wait, I do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait, what is he doing I saw one for like, it was like a medical thing, like 4 signs you have cancer. And it was like a common thing. You know what I'm saying?
And then they're just pointing at their hand.
Yeah, they're pointing at they'll point at like the little creases in your wrist. And I'm like, fuck, I got those. You know what I'm saying? And instantly,
exactly. Yeah, there has to be some kind of harmony between both of them. They're like almost like playing off each other.
Do you ever so I do this sometimes. I'll like go and screenshot binges on thumbnail headline. Do you like do that a lot with titles and thumbnails, or do you like study them for long periods or what?
Not for long periods. I just notice if something blows up or not. Then I'll just kind of keep a mental note like, okay, that worked.
So like a good exercise maybe for people listening is like, instead of being a passive user, almost be like actively studying YouTube as you use it.
You know, keyword research is also really important. Like just typing in things and then seeing what comes under in the suggested bar. That's really helpful to figure out what titles and what description you want. That's good SEO. Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I'm gonna use that shit. Why wasn't I doing that? That's a smart idea.
When like the tag section, that's probably where I get most of my information. Just typing in, let's say I'm doing an 808 tutorial. I'm gonna type in 808, then what comes down, and then I'm gonna pretty much fill out 808 tricks. Okay.
Wait,
how to make an 808.
So you go to a YouTube search, you type in 808, you see what comes up next.
Yeah, because they're suggesting.
Yeah, all the suggested.
Yeah.
And you're putting those as your tags.
Well, yeah, whatever is appropriate with my video.
And so the ones that are relevant, you're going to add to your video, and then hopefully that those tags are going to help you rank for those common suggested.
And
tags.
I kind of combine everything to make like one cohesive title.
How many tags do you go for? Do you go for a lot, as many as you can, not too many?
Honestly, tags are not as important as people think. It might be at the beginning, but later on, if you have a strong subscriber base, like I maybe do like half of whatever's the, like,
whatever you need to.
Yeah, I think you get 500 keys in it, and I maybe do 200 now.
Gotcha. So actually, let's go into like uploading. So
okay.
like if that covers tags, like what do you do for your description when you're uploading videos?
Description is. It differs based on what your goal is. The first 3 lines in your description are going to be seen when you search a video, right? You're not going to see the entire description. You're going to see 3 lines only. So if you want to get more SEO and more traction, get up on the search discovery, you're going to want to fill that with keywords. Going back to putting things in the search bar and kind of just making like a little paragraph of what the video is about. Is what I learned. But then also if you want to sell something, you're going to put that link right at the first 3 lines if you really want to bring traction to wherever you're going.
Interesting. No, cool. Do you put something, do you like pin a first comment usually, or?
Depends. If I'm selling something, yeah. If I'm not, maybe pin a comment that I thought was funny.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any strategy you do? Because I know this is a lot of YouTubers do. I mean, we do this in some things, like add a call to action either at the beginning or end, like comment, subscribe. Do you add are those? What are you doing with that strategy?
I have an outro that kind of does that, and I just copy and paste it into the end of every video.
What does it have?
Huh? What do you mean?
Like what's the call to action? Like what do you ask?
If you like this video, leave a like. If you really like this video, subscribe. If you didn't like this video, leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
But then I animated it so that it's like really like fast paced and like crazy.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Dude, fucking Mr. Beast did some funny stuff where he'd be like, subscribe for a cookie or some stupid shit. And he'd get so many likes in the comments.
Yeah.
And I know that has to bring subscribers, even though it's goofy.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I'm
might.
saying?
People might just forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just having that reminder really
Cool.
helps.
And upload frequency. So, like, I want to know what's optimal in your eyes for YouTube in terms of how often you should be uploading. And then what do you think somebody should try when they're first getting started?
When the first getting started, I started with 3 a week. And this was still when I had a part-time job. It was still pretty manageable. But during then, my videos were maybe 4 to 5 minutes long. Mine are now like 10 plus just because of whatever content I'm making. But I think 1 or 2 videos a week is good.
Wait, you said 10 minutes plus you start at 4 or 5. Is there an optimal time you're seeing or you're hearing about YouTube, so what videos are most optimal?
Well, if you want to make money, then 10 plus from just straight up YouTube streaming. So you can put multiple ads in your video. Anything under that, you can only have 1.
Oh, what about, is that what people are looking for in terms of like the people, you know, you talked about making content for people, not algorithms?
If we're doing a tutorial, I'm going for the shortest amount of time possible. I want to make it so concise because I don't,
Because
if
they don't
I'm,
need-
if as a consumer, I don't want to waste time. So if I'm looking for a tutorial, I want to know everything as quick as possible. So we're not bullshitting or anything. We're going straight into the information.
But if you're doing a content piece.
Yeah, if it's something more personality based, we can take our time with it. It doesn't really matter. Whatever.
Oh, dude, that's really that's a good that's smart because I had to reset my Mac the other day because me and my sister were trading out installing new stuff, and I remember thinking like, how do you factory reset a Mac? I'm looking for like.
Yeah, you're like scrolling like this, right?
I'm clicking through.
It should be a 30-second video.
Do you ever put out small videos like that?
No,
Anymore?
I have not. I could.
Going for the ad cache.
No, well, anything under 10 minutes, like 9 minutes to 10 minutes isn't really much. So
Yeah.
putting a 30-second video would be fun.
No, that's good tips, man. I think no, it's really good. So a couple other things I think would be awesome is talk about, you know, they have some basic strategies, some basic optimizations and stuff, and what they should be going for. Now let's talk about the money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about different ways that you can actually make cash because, dude, I think the chance of a producer being a touring producer in the electronic space and being that top percentile in a 5-year window is not many people are going to be able to make it to the top, right?
Yeah.
But the amount of people that might be good at video editing, studying marketing, and doing that, I think is way more reasonable. Somebody making 30, 40, 50, and up to the hundreds of grands through a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So let's talk about monetization.
Especially, you don't need to be an expert at like video editing or Photoshop to do that stuff. You just have to be kind of
I
competent.
don't even think you need to be an expert producer.
Yeah. Oh,
Because-
definitely no.
Because, like, dude, you're teaching, like, at 90, okay, so, like, the Cymatics community, for example, 90% of the community is new producers. It's almost like, in general, any community you look at, majority of people are usually newer, because not everybody spends the amount of hours to get to that top tier.
Exactly.
So, a lot of the content is usually catered towards new guys. You know?
Yeah.
What's the different ways you can monetize your channel?
Well, the main way is through AdSense, Google, which would make you a YouTube partner. So anytime an ad plays before you watch a video, that money is going to you. And the average is $1 per 1,000 views. So when we go past the 10-minute mark, we can start putting multiple ads in the video. You could put a bunch. I'm not sure, like there might be a max cap, but you could put like 5 ads in
So you just
a
spam
10-minute video.
them the fuck
But
out.
yeah, that's like you don't.
Do you put a
That's
lot?
really discouraging to your audience. I do too.
Too.
Yeah.
I got YouTube Red, and I just fucking block all those ads.
Oh, okay.
I should probably look at it though for studying, see how people do like ad placement stuff. Yeah, no, that's interesting. No, that's it. So you get 100 per, or 100 or $1 per 100 or 1,000 views.
Yeah, but then that number will go up based on your viewer rate and your subscribers. That might I'm sure like the top YouTubers maybe are a lot higher than that.
Yeah, higher.
But starting
cost
out,
per
it's usually
1,000.
just 1 per 1,000.
Yeah, no, that's fucking awesome. Cool. So sponsorships.
Yes.
Let's talk about sponsorships because that's how we met. Getting a Cymatics stuff sponsored on your channel. You want to talk a little bit about how much that YouTubers can make at different tiers, maybe, and then also like how that you've got your sponsorships because you've had plenty of great ones.
Personally, I did not reach out to any sponsors. I just kind of focused on my own channel, and then the sponsors came to me. So at the beginning, you really shouldn't be worrying about it. And if you have a small amount of subscribers, that sponsorship money might not be that crazy. My first sponsorship, I think I had 5,000 subscribers, and they paid me $50.
What was it?
It was I forgot the company name. I'm sorry. Damn. I think needthatkit.com. And yeah, they're similar to like what you guys do. Like they gave me samples and then just use the samples in the video.
Cool.
That stuff, those videos are really good for music producers because it really gives them a lot of freedom still while being able to incorporate the sponsorship within it.
Yeah, no, cool.
So once we're there, we can start, just moving up slightly, increasing your rate every time.
Dude, I think that it's funny because not focusing on the sponsors is almost the best way to get the sponsors.
Yeah.
Focusing on the sponsors is probably the quickest way not to get the sponsors.
Focus on your content. Focus on your channel.
Cause like, dude, I know the good producers out there, especially ones like for a guy who's buying, sponsorships for different videos and stuff. Like, because it only takes a couple Google searches to find the person who keeps fucking popping up.
Yeah.
In the YouTube algorithm. No, that's cool. It's funny how you have strategy for you talking about like keep raising your prices.
Yeah.
Keep growing. I have certain strategy for like working deals because I've done so much now with YouTubers and I know what to do and what not to do. And as being somebody who gets pays for sponsorship and stuff. Like laying the fuck off of how they make their content. Like, dude, I'm like, do your thing. Even when you're done, I'm like, dude, do whatever the fuck you want. Even how you plug us. I'm like, I don't even care. Sometimes you plugged us harder than I wanted. I'm like, whoa, you should do your shit first,
Yeah.
Plug us later. But dude, laying off of them and then promoting free stuff only.
Exactly.
And then because like, their audience is happy. I like keeping their like ratio as high as possible because then
And then now I'm getting to the point where there's less of more brand-oriented sponsorships, and it's more just kind of like we'll call them mainstream sponsorships, I guess, where it's a 60 to 90 second script that you're kind of giving them, and it's just like a complete spot that's just dedicated to them.
Everybody knows about it,
yeah, but everyone knows about that because like the YouTube adpocalypse, like they don't pay as much as they used to, so then you just have to put up with looking at 60 seconds of.
No one cares. It's a content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sports channel.
Yeah, just let them get paid. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Sweet. And then you want to talk about how you can leverage your audience to sell your own stuff? I think that's crucial because you've also made money on your own stuff, right? Probably is that the majority of it is through your own?
Yeah, it's close to the majority. Yeah.
You want to talk about what you're selling and how easy?
Yeah.
It is to
So
plug your own
mainly
shit?
I sell kits, drum kits, and loop kits. I'm trying to put some music out on Spotify and bring a bit of traffic there, and it's been kind of successful. Really having a video that highlights what I do. What I like to do is when I put a song on Spotify is I'll make the video of me making the video of the song, and then only have half of the song in the preview. So if you want to see the rest of it, you gotta go to the Spotify link.
Can I tell you a good idea? You should do before the song even drops. You do like a breakdown of how I made X song, right? Or some video piece that you know how to do. Take the different pieces of the song.
Yeah.
Put it up as a free download, but you have to pre-save you on Spotify first.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, the
Putting it to-
pre-save.
yeah.
I don't do the pre-save.
Forcing the pre-save on a set of sounds that the fans will want to use and stems and shit. They're going to pre-save. And then maybe even run a contest behind it. So it's incentivizing the free download even more. Only cost is you got to pre-save.
And then whenever I'm selling like a drum kit or a loop kit, I'm just trying to make the best beat possible. Because you really have to flex like the music production skills. You have to make them want what you have.
Yeah.
And show them the possibilities of what they can do with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's so. Once again, content is still number one. The content will not. If my content was good, it wouldn't drive me to get sales on the kit.
100%, man. I mean, fuck, even us, man. You sold us a ton. Like, dude, out of all the YouTube, you convert the highest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
shit. Okay.
Should have told him that. Yeah, no, you're
I'm raising my prices for you then.
Yeah. You're the highest converting channel. But it's funny, but not the most viewed. Because like guys like Compositely, they like rack views. But like in my opinion, it's just not as. I can tell it's not as quality. Like the fans are following. Like for example, I think a lot of people would follow some music channels, even that aren't music producers, just because the content's kind of funny or something.
Yeah, exactly. The personality thing will really help out with that.
Yeah, and you got to trust if you do that personality, stay authentic, put out a lot of content. The people trust that fan base, and then that fan base will convert way better.
Exactly. I don't know what you're doing, but I like you, and it looks interesting. So okay.
Yeah. Plus promoting good products, not promoting shit. Sweet. No, that's awesome, man. I think, dude, I'm literally in my head right now, like, okay, Simon needs to leave so I can go upstairs and shoot a fucking video. Because I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go in the fucking search and get. Because like,
use
dude,
my phone?
We're about to start playing the YouTube game really hard. We're just kind of waiting.
I'm trying to see that.
Yeah, we're gonna go. You know, we're going to do it in different ways. So the podcast is one format of the way we're going to play YouTube. We're going to play it like an.
Is that going to be a separate channel?
Separate channel.
Yeah.
Because we started building out separate channels for this and different strategy for each. But we want to do like the traditional like YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely inspired like what you're doing, like kind of growth hacking hard. Even like Andrew Hong, what he's doing, obviously is killer. Cool
super
ideas.
viral. Yeah.
And kind of combine that viral with like actual meat and substance. You know. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, that's a really good strategy.
Yeah. And then we just have like a tsunami of traffic we can send at it.
Gotcha.
Sweet. All right. So what's the one thing that you think out of all this shit you said that people need to walk away with? Like the one thing the producer should hear that he or she like really needs to kill it on YouTube. What's like the main core philosophy or theory they need to kind of hold on to?
Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to start. You know, be yourself. Don't question your content. You know, put as much of yourself into that video as possible because that's really what's gonna be memorable to the audience, I think.
You like your personality?
Yeah.
Fucking love that, dude. Sweet, dude. Hey, man. Thanks for coming out, man.
No
Killer
problem.
day. That's a wrap.
Woo!
That was great.